Welcome to my very first, let's just say, specific collection video. Well, maybe not specific, but I should say like first specific CD collection. Now I want to do this video for a very long time. Ever since I saw my friend John, aka whatever he goes by now. I'm pretty sure he literally changed it since yeah, John Charisma Man of the Internet. So he did about 7 years ago. He did a YouTube video showing his. You see, get some more light. There we go. His new metal collection. And I thought I always kind of wanted to do one, but I didn't have a huge collection at the time. Now, full disclaimer before I show all the CDs, I literally went through all my CDs. I don't know if you can see it back there, but I went through my whole collection. Now, this is only CDs. I have more on videos if anyone's interested in the future. But this is going to be my new metal / alternative metal / industrial metal collection. It's basically sort of like everything combined into one video, because it was going to be strictly new metal, but I feel like some of these artists that I mentioned, you know, or some of them are, I would guess you would consider rap rock or rap metal. Because we all know some of these bands, when the new metal name came around, it was like, oh, we're not new metal. Yeah, I'll name some of them maybe down the line as we go along. But anyway, so yeah, I got a whole list. I don't know how many CDs are here, but it's quite a bit. So. Dig in, grab some popcorn, and here we go. Guess I should get this first stack. Oh wow, great start. I guess I'll grab a couple stacks. I'm going to show these similar. These are not in any particular order. They're just kind of how I found them. So, to start things off, actually, you know what? Let's start over here. And then work our way down. Because the first CD I'm going to actually show is actually what many consider to be the first new metal CD, and that's Korn's self-titled from 1994. Now, I did not get into Korn for the longest time. I thought they were good and all. Like, I remember hearing the name as a kid, but I didn't actually listen to them until like maybe, I don't know, high school? Maybe late junior high, but this album's of course a classic. I know my friend John, at least when he recorded that video, I don't know if he really cared about this self-titled, but I really like this one. You know, Chutes and Ladders, Blind, Clown, Divine. I mean, just an absolute banger. I know Korn themselves consider themselves not even metal, it's like rock, which if you really think about it, you know, I guess they are rock by the main base of their music, but I don't know. Some people call it alternative, I don't know. But yeah, the first Korn album, 94. Oh boy, I know John does not care about this band. I love them though. Snot with Get Some. Their only album released in Lynn's lifetime before he passed away, unfortunately. Yeah, this is sort of like a bunch of like styles in one video or one album. It's got funk, it's got new, it's got alternative. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like the song Stupid. I don't know if this is a reissue. No, no, this is the original, never mind. The song Mr. Brett even has a guest vocal appearance by Theo Kogan from Lunatics, so that's cool. But yeah, I really wish Lynn didn't pass away. They really would have been so much bigger, in my opinion. System of a Down with Hypnotize. I have Mesmerize in this pile, but this is, I don't know which one's my favorite System album. I really have to think about that. But yeah, this is the dual disc edition, which has the entire album. It's got music videos, the entire album in DVD stereo, and the making of, which is sort of, it's weird. It's like filmed from like a TV. I guess they want to have that like independent look. I don't know. But to this day, it's the final, or at least the last System album release, so I don't know. Maybe we'll see a new one day, but I don't know. I like to consider it sort of like the Dark Souls of alternative new metal, whatever. Or Dark Soul, or did I say Dark Souls? Hold on, no. Half-Life. It's the Half-Life of new alternative / new metal. Systematic with Somewhere in Between. I know John actually showed these guys in his same new metal video. I got this from a ex-friend on here. Not really gonna mention his name because he doesn't deserve a breath of mention. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's not something I would consider groundbreaking or anything, but for what it is, it's pretty good. I consider it sort of more, it falls sort of more on the hard rock line, if you ask me, but it's still really good. Well of Souls. These are another funk style related new metal band. I actually posted this sorry, I'm just checking the camera. I actually posted this entire EP on my other YouTube channel, which you could probably find. It's really like, I don't know, it's definitely funk style new metal. And I think they have a couple of other releases like before that were on like cassette only, but they weren't new metal at that time. They were kind of more like alt rock. But I like to find those down the line. But yeah, kind of weird stuff too. You don't really hear about much of that at all. Speaking of new metal you don't really hear about, Masonai with Face Drip. Kind of hardcore, I would say it's a little hardcore influenced new metal. I literally got this in the dollar section at my bookstore. I like the song Face Drip, POS. It's very groovy, that's for sure. I believe these guys are from Colorado. I believe so. Yeah, I know they have another album from like 2006 that I want to get my hands on as well. Oh, this is a Slipknot bootleg CD from 2000 in San Francisco. Got this from again, that same ex-friend, but Eyeless Francisco? Yeah. Yeah. Pretty decent bootleg, you know. I think it's a soundboard recording. And if anyone wants me to show these cases in full depth, just let me know. Point 1. Some industrial metal, kind of rock, kind of metal from, I think, Washington? Yeah, Seattle. I know these These guys had a couple of albums in the 2000s, and they were also called something else before this. It's kind of weird, like, it's like industrial, but it's also kind of like definitely very, like, one of these songs, Supermodel, is like, sounds like a Britney Spears song. But yeah, I need to get more albums from these guys, because they definitely are unique. I was trying to figure what, they're one of the few bands that use like a baby on the cover. I don't know. I got this also from an ex-friend. Flipside. Evolution. This is the Evolution EP. It's kind of like rap core. Borders on rap core kind of new metal. It's promotional only, not for sale. I like to get their other stuff too, but very hard to come by. This EP was very hard to come by too. Project 86. This is actually not this is the first Project 86 album. It's not my favorite from them though. My favorite is one we'll get to. I got this for like 15 cents, and just, I don't know if you can see that, but the disc is like pretty it's unplayable essentially. I don't know why my camera's being weird like that. Anyway, Project 86. They're pretty good. This was like more post-hardcore kind of era, Project 86. Well, actually, no. They were kind of new metal here, but later on, they became very post-hardcore influenced. But still really good. I need to get another copy, though. Here we have the Strangeland soundtrack. I've actually seen this and owned the Strangeland movie. It's something. Sort of like a crazy BDSM kind of horror movie from D. Snyder, but it's got, for some reason, this is like, the track listing is like upside down. Maybe they did that just to mess with you, but it's got songs from, you know, Snot, Coal Chamber, Marilyn Manson, Kid Rock, System of a Down, Nashville Pussy. You know, good soundtrack. I think I also got this from that same ex-friend. Yeah, if you haven't seen Strangeland, I recommend that movie. Orgy, Candy Ass. I know my friend John also owns this album. I don't own the second one, though. I need to get my hands on that. But it's very cool, industrial, rock / metal kind of stuff. My favorite song is, what was that one that went like, in the state and everything, but, maybe Gender? And they also do a cover of Blue Monday on here. I got this at a coffee store that no longer exists. Quick Fuse. The guns, the gold, the glory. Most American thing ever. Anyway. This is like new, sort of groove-ish kind of new metal from, I think, Colorado, I want to say. Very, very hardcore influence. I think they have something else too, but I could be wrong. I also found this at a bookstore. I think I posted this whole album online. I remember their website. I looked at the Internet Archive, and I think one of their pictures had like a picture of a possum smoking a cigarette. So that was kind of funny. Roadrunner United. This is a compilation of a bunch of bands doing songs together. Like, I know one song Corey Taylor sings a song. I know Peter Steele from Typo Negative does a song. I know. And it's like I think there's there's the DVD, which I think is like a concert. Yeah. But yeah, pretty good compilation. Oh, no, never mind. It's not the concert, it's the making of. I need to get the concert, though. Because I heard that's, like, unique to DVD. But if you haven't heard it, check out Roadrunner United. I keep going back and forth whether or not this is my favorite Linkin Park album. Like, it's either this or Hybrid Theory. It depends on my mood. And Meteora's no exception of a great album. This is the Digipack edition. I got it at Goodwill a long time ago. I like the song Somewhere I Belong, you know. It's the album that got them really popular. What can I say? Breaking the Habit. Faint. Numb. I've become... Yeah, this is where that song comes from. Another Korn. This is... What album is this? Oh, See You on the Other Side. Which a lot of people say is when they stop becoming Korn fans. But honestly, this is a very underrated album, I feel. Like, it was the first one without Head. But this has some bangers, I mean... And this has, like, bonus tracks, too. It's Me Again, which is a really good song. Tearjerker's a really good song. Hypocrites, Politics. Comes in, like, a little... I remember losing it one time. Like, I remember losing the CD. I had no clue where it was, and then I found it. So yeah, check out See You on the Other Side. Speaking of another new metal band, now I know these guys for sure are from Colorado. This is with a baby on the cover. Gripped. Rebirth. I know they have a demo CD, I believe, from 2001. And I know they changed their name to something else and released another CD after that. I like the song Monster. Careless is a really good song. They had a unique sound. Shame the singer passed away. I got this for a really good deal on Amazon. Just someone happened to own a copy, and I was like, really? So I decided to buy the thing. But yeah, check out Gripped, Rebirth. Oh, Should Have Been. That's the song I really, really like from these guys. Minus Driver. This is, I believe, the band Minus. I think later on, or I think it's the same Minus. Could very well be wrong. This is when they were on Universal. And they had sort of this EP that came out. It's really more like alternative rock than nu metal. But still not bad. I prefer their earlier stuff, though. But it's A Message for You from 2003. It's not their best material, but I still enjoy it for what it is. I recommend it. Next up we have Shatterbox, which my friend John uploaded fully on his channel, and I really enjoyed it. So I decided to buy the album on eBay, because someone sold it for like $8. It's a decent EP. It's got two different versions of two of the songs on here, Shooter Number 5 and Clone. I know they have another EP out as well. I need to get a copy of that. Yeah, pretty good stuff. You can find the whole EP online. Just look up John's channel. I'll leave a link in the description. Bunny, new metal from Michigan. I remember listening to these guys and thinking the vocalist had such the weirdest, deepest sound. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. The song Fireball, Ghetto Pork Chops is really good too. Love Turns, that's my favorite song. It's really hard to find. I got this on eBay like, I don't know, 7 years ago. No, not eBay. What am I saying? Amazon. Can't really find it anymore. I know they changed their name to something else. Or this, I know the singer had another band after this. I was one of the very first people to actually upload this whole album online. I uploaded it to Facebook, I believe. And the scans that you see on Discogs are from this exact copy. Futha Mucka. Hardcore influence new metal. You can't really find much info about these guys. I think they have another release too, but the singer tries to sound a lot like Phil Anselmo, very much so, to the point where it's almost like sounds like it's like trying to rip his vocal style off, which, you know, Phil's a one of a kind, you know. Oh yeah. And this actually is also autographed by the band, so I guess that's something. I upload this online. You could probably find it. Just look up Futha Mucka full album. Oh boy. Oh, I know John's not gonna like it, the fact that I own this. Saliva with Every 6 Seconds. I became a Saliva fan because I heard a lot of their music from a lot of the video games I own. I mean, Spy Hunter, Aggressive Inline, BMX XXX. Yeah, and I heard basically a majority of this album. This is the stuff with Josie Scott on vocals. Click Click Boom, Your Disease. This does not have the theme to Spy Hunter, though. Was it Spy Hunter? I think it was Spy Hunter, yeah. But this doesn't have that song. But yeah, I like Saliva. I know a lot of new metal fans kind of consider them jokish. Didn't really take them seriously, you know. But I dig them for what they are. Click Click Boom, you gotta admit, is sort of a catchy song. The Pledge of Allegiance Tour, 2001, which has System of a Down, Slipknot, Mudvayne, No One, and American Head Charge. I don't own any American Head Charge albums. I don't think I even own any Mudvayne albums. I know I have a Mudvayne DVD, but yeah, pretty good live compilation, especially if you want exclusive live stuff. Another compilation, Family Values Tour 1998. I need to get the DVD, but this has Rammstein, Limp Bizkit, Orgy, Incubus, and surprisingly, a pretty long set of most of the songs by Korn. And I also do own the, I should have gotten it out, I don't know why. I also have Family Values 2001, but I couldn't find it for some reason. But yeah, pretty good compilation. I also got this for free from that ex-friend. Or no, I think he threw it in. Here we go. Cold Chamber. Probably one of my all-time favorite new metal bands. The Shock the Monkey single with Ozzy Osbourne. It's really just two different versions of the song. The Gorilla mix and the LP mix. And it also has like a call-out hook, which basically is just a tiny sample of the song. I am so happy. I'm going to say this right now. I'm so happy they're back. I saw their post on Instagram saying that they're back. So I'm really happy about that. Who knows how long they'll stay together this time, but time will tell. Next we have some industrial metal. SPF 1000. It's actually signed. This is an industrial metal band. I think they're from Los Angeles. I know about this band because their song, which is not on this album for some reason, their song Darkness was on an episode of Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy that they recorded. But the whole album is really good. I actually posted this whole album on Halloween. But it's really good. Especially if you want to get into the Halloween mood, put on this album. It's just great. I like the song Haunted House, Witch Hunt, Pass Out, which was on the soundtrack to actually Return of the Living Dead, Rave to the Grave, I think. But yeah, that's... I like the girls, you know. But yeah, check that album out. Asylum 414. I got this, again, from that same ex-friend. Well, I wouldn't even call him a friend. He was more of an acquaintance, but I got this. It's very, very Slipknot influenced. I mean, look, they're even wearing, like, the face paint and, you know, the masks and whatever. But it's not bad. I enjoy it quite a bit. I know the CD is a little hard to find. I don't remember where they're from. I want to say Brazil, but it could be very wrong about that. Stained. And it's a later era Stained. This is chapter 5. Right here, following Everything Changes. This is like more grunge influenced, or post-grunge, I should say. Stained, which, you know, it's not bad. It's not as good as their earlier stuff, but it's got some good stuff in it. I heard they're actually recording a new one, which I'm looking forward to. Might be good. Should probably put this down. Yeah, I'll put all the stuff over here. Get more of a stack. Stick. Next up we have Disturbed with Immortalized from 2015. Funny story. I know I might sound a little awful for saying this, but I actually stole this. I stole this in college. Like, I saw the CD right there on the table after class. Not my class, but another class. I was just waiting around. I never returned it. Yeah, call me mean, whatever, I don't care. But it's a pretty good song. Is this the one? Yeah, this is the one with the Simon and Garfunkel cover, The Sound of Silence. So yeah, it's pretty good. I have a friend named Emily who's a really big fan of Disturbed. The Monster Mosh. This is a compilation of live tracks of bands that played at the Roxy in October of 1995. So it's pretty early recordings of, like, you know, bands like Human Waste Project, Snot, even an early Coal Chamber track, like very early. We're talking like within the first couple of years of the band. I think I posted this online as well. Very hard to see, come by CD. If you can find it, good luck. Or good luck to anyone who can find it. Another compilation, Loud Rocks. It's a bunch of like industrial, alternative, new bands doing like rap covers. And this CD one has a bonus CD. It says like System of a Down, Wu-Tang Clan, Static-X, Dead Prez, Sugar Ray, Alcoholics, Everlast, Crazy Town, Sick of It All, Incubus. I also own this album on vinyl, which was not hard to find at all. Yeah, it was a Best Buy exclusive. Pretty decent comp. A lot of exclusive tracks on that album. Sheva with In Real Life. Found this is another hard to come by CD. I know about these guys because I think the song, I want to say Pieces or Crumble, one of the two, was it. They used that for the soundtrack of Bum Fights, like the first one, and they're really good. Very underrated stuff. I think they have a couple of other albums that I need to hunt down. They're a little harder to find. Like, I have a couple. I think I have one before this. Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory. The first album. What can I say about it? I mean, a lot has been said about this. Place for My Head, Crawling, Points of Authority, Forgotten, Paper Cut, you know. I don't really need to say anything. Just check out Hybrid Theory. Oh, POD. Snuff the Punk. This is the 1999 reissue with the updated cover. Featuring... Is this the one with the song, a hidden track? Oh no, I think it's... I don't know if they removed it or not, but there's a song called Murder. I'm not going to say the whole name because, you know, just look it up for yourself. But yeah, very raw stuff. Very early PODs, like very, very raw kind of rap influence, kind of new metal. Christian, you know. Third Strike. These guys are alright. I mean, I know my friend Job did not care about these guys at the time. But, you know, I actually like them. Like, they're not one of my favorite new metal bands, but I still enjoy them. Flow Heat. Oh yeah, my friend, what did my friend John say? Flow Heat is cool. That's about it. But yeah, a shame about the singer though. I heard he passed away as well. Left with, what is this? My Disease. I think this is the only Left album. Now, I have 2 copies of this. For some reason, I don't know if this is just my... Okay. Whatever I've seen, but it seems like every CD copy I've seen is, like, edited or something. Like, you can kind of, like, hear the censorship on... Like, even both of my copies, for whatever reason. I don't know... I can't really tell a difference because every picture I've seen of the album looks pretty much the same. But yeah, I like the song Choke and Sore. That's a weird album cover too. I always found that to be kind of a creepy cover. You can't really talk about nu metal without talking about the Queen of the Damned soundtrack. I mean, every song on this is great. Not Meant for Me, Wayne Static, Marilyn Manson doing Redeemer, Earshot with Headstrong, Godhead, Penetrate, Dry Cell, Body Crumbles, which their album never even came out because, well, to stores because of their label. And yes, I've seen the Queen of the Damned movie, and I actually like it. And it even has the re-recording of Static-X's Cold on there, which is, in my opinion, the better version. Limp Bizkit, The Unquestionable Truth, Part 1. There's no Part 2. Don't even look it up. This was like more serious Limp Bizkit. You know, they start to do kind of more, I don't know, Wes came back. Wes, is that his name? The guitarist. I'm gonna check real quick to see if Wes, okay, never mind. I didn't want to sound a little dumb. Wes Borland. Yeah, Wes came back and they recorded this EP. I like the song The Truth, and it was meant to be a two-parter, but never happened. And they wouldn't have another recording until Gold Cobra. And then another one years later when Still Sucks came out. Which, shame on Limp Bizkit for not releasing that on CD. I would have bought that. Professional Murder Music. I don't own the actual album. I only own this single, which has These Days, Of Unknown Origin, and Slow. I would like to get the full CD. I know they have like a cassette from like 99 or something that has like early stuff on it, but I've never been able to track it down. It's very hard to come by. It's like kind of goth influence, sort of nu metal. But yeah, it's the only single. I got that for like maybe 50 cents. Mr. Downstairs. This is some underrated stuff. They had 3 recordings. This is their first album from, I believe, 2000. Got this on Discogs sealed for like a really good price. I posted this whole album on YouTube as well. I think they're from New York. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're from New York. But my favorite material from them is actually the Preconception EP from 2002 or no, 2001. Remember getting this online. The song's Operation Rescue is a great song. Live version's pretty good too. And yeah, it's actually where I first heard about them. Someone had posted one of the songs on one of the nu metal channels, and I just fell in love with them. Linnaeus 77. I believe these guys are from Italy. It's not bad. I bought this on Closing Down FYE just to give them no, they're not Closing Down, but I bought it in FYE just to give it a shot, and it's alright. Released on Earache of all labels, which is weird to me. And I know that I don't even think this is the original cover either. But it's alright stuff. I mean, maybe it'll click with me more. Like, as far as Italian new metal goes, like, I like stuff like, what was it? Trying to think of what the name of the folder. Yeah, folder. I got the CD a long time ago. Cutlass, Live for Portland, Christian new metal. I know my friend John also mentioned these guys. It's pretty good, but I've only ever listened to this thing like maybe once or twice. But I remember enjoying it. I watched the DVD more than I listened to the CD though, because it's a 2-disc set. But yeah, I need to listen to more Cutlass for sure down the line. So, I have the first Liquid Gang CD, but this is the last one, which was Sunshine. I knew about this band. I got this for like 25 cents, but I got this because I heard the song Blunt Force Trauma, which is honestly the best song on this entire album, because they were on a compilation, which I'll show in a second. But yeah, good band. I just kind of wish they went further. I know they really couldn't compete with a lot of the bands out there at the time. And it's a shame too, because they really, I think they had sort of something. For sure. Oh, this is a single, Limp Bizkit, Rearranged. 5-track EP with free temporary tattoo. No tattoo. Whatever. But it's got the fat ass remix of Counterfeit. I got this maybe I think at a FYE for like nothing, next to nothing. Speaking of that compilation I just mentioned, MTV Return of the Rock. This really regained my entire love for the nu metal genre. It's got a lot of great bands. It's got Korn, Stained, POD, Kittie, Brackish. You know, that's where I first heard Kittie. Cold Chamber, Not Living, which is the original version, which is better. Static-X, SOM, which is exclusive to this and a comp. Papa Roach, yeah, Liquid Gang. Dope, Everything Sucks, Sandy Wallace mix. Boiler Room, Do It Again. Slipknot and Kid Rock, which I do not care for Kid Rock. So, yeah, that's just my opinion though. And yes, I also have Volume 2. Unfortunately, this is the censored version, because there's no parental advisory sticker on the thing. But, with that being said, it's still a good song. Good album. It's got a live version of Limp Bizkit's Show Me What You Got, Marilyn Manson's Mechanical Animals, which I think was recorded during... It doesn't say the exact date where it was recorded, but I want to say it was recorded around 98, maybe? Soulfly, Back to the Primitive, God of the Mind, Spineshank, Deftones, Linkin Park. Pretty decent comp. I like the first one just a little bit better. Yeah, one of these days I'll get a uncensored version. Neo Geo. This is like more industrial rock thing or music. I got this sealed at a record store. Now, some interesting trivia about... I like the song Lies and Butterflies. That's a good song. But, interesting fact, I don't know if you can see it. This guy right here, his name is Andy Cole. He ended up later... I don't know if any of you remember, but he actually ended up being the bass player for Wayne Static's band, solo band, before he passed away. But yeah, that's pretty good. I don't think much people have heard about it. I only knew about it because I saw him in Wayne Static band. What was this? Mesmerize, System of a Down. I don't know which one I prefer. I really like them both. I like Violent Pornography, Question. Lost in Hollywood's a banger. BYOB, of course. Radio Video. Hey mom, look at me, I'm on the radio. Like how the disc looks like an eye. But yeah. Alright. Before anyone asks, no, this CD I'm about to show is absolutely not for sale, so don't even ask. But this is the first Slipknot album. You're probably thinking, wait a minute, which version is it? I don't know if you can tell by that banner right there, but this is actually a very first pressing with Purity and Frail and Nursery, which, of course, Slipknot fans know were later deleted off subsequent copies. With Frail and Nursery not even being on any other pressing. You know where I got this? FYE. They mispriced it for $6. And I knew, because I knew the banner was different, that it was the original. So, I didn't have to pay a fortune for this. So, that's really cool. So, that's one of my rarer CDs. But I think everyone's heard this first Slipknot album. You know, Wait and Bleed, Eyeless, Spit It Out, Prosthetics. It's a classic in alt metal history. Here's the soundtrack to Freddy vs. Jason, which has the Freddy cover, which has Slipknot, Mushroomhead, Killswitch Engage, Devil Driver. I think it was the first album Devil Driver or even on anything. Murder Dolls, Blank Theory, Nothing Face, Typo Negative with We Were Electrocute, which is a really great song. And it's a great soundtrack and a great movie, too. Bombshell. I think the song Bombshell was... No, that was not. That was like another album. I was thinking of the album that never officially came out. Alright. People laugh at me for owning this, but I love Vanilla Ice's nu metal era. Call me weird, whatever. I don't really care. But the Vanilla Ice nu metal era, to me, is really very underrated. Hard to Swallow. I mean, Ross Robinson produced this, so you know it's already going to be definitely a really good listen. I like the song Prozac. It's like very much darker territory, Vanilla Ice. And I actually really enjoy it a lot. I don't have some of the later stuff, but if you could find a copy of like Hard to Swallow or Bipolar or whatever, definitely check him out. Kind of wish he would go back to this era, but you know, he's doing nostalgia tours, so he does whatever works for him. I call this more post-hardcore than all/alternative, but it's the Trust Fall with Bright. I own 2 copies of this. Not bad. I got the other copy from an ex-friend, or again, an ex-acquaintance that shall not be named. This is a X Games compilation, which has, who's on this comp? I know Static-X for sure. Let's see. Cold, Linkin Park, 311, Ataris, which are not even new metal, Trapped, The Used, Motley Crue, so quite a mix of different bands. I got this for like, I don't know, $3 at a record store. It's not anything anyone needs to ever own, but if you find it for cheap, definitely pick it up. Endo with Songs for the Restless. Got this at a record store for like $1. It's honestly my favorite Endo CD, I think. No, I don't know. I go back and forth between this and the first one. Not the first EP, but like the first major label album. Kind of another band that kind of got shafted by the label, which is a real shame because, you know, they had some potential for sure. That's the only Endo CD I actually own. And then, of course, with Slipknot, I have the 10th anniversary edition of the first self-titled, which has a bonus DVD of like music videos, first home movie, and Dynamo 2000, some other footage. I know they were going to do a 20-year anniversary thing, but I think they just didn't care anymore. It's cool to have Purity on an affordable copy of the album, but it's a shame I don't think Frail and Nursery will ever be re-released. Unless one year, maybe the 30-year anniversary, they do something, but I don't know. But yeah, again, classic. Do I have... Oh yeah, might as well go in order. Why not? Iowa with... or Slipknot with Iowa. This is the 3-disc edition, which is weird because, like, one of the discs is, like, the audio version of the download, or from London 2002, which is the Disaster Piece DVD, and the DVD is just, like, other music videos. But yeah, Iowa. I think this is probably my second favorite Slipknot album, if you ask me. I'm Hated is a great song. Everything Ends. That's probably my favorite song. Volume 3, The Subliminal Verses. This is the special edition with the second disc. They started to get a little less, like a little more melodic during this album. I know John didn't really care too much for this, but I understand a lot of fans who are Slipknot fans are like, some of them like end at the first or second album, depending on who you talk to, and then from this point on, it's just like, yeah, but I like it. The Blister, a lot of like catchy riffs on here. The Nameless, Opium of the People, Pulse of the Maggots, you know. And this too has some like extra songs and live tracks. Don't Get Close, Vermilion. Vermilion's a really good song. Oh yeah, you know what, just move on. Dust to Dust. I know John mentioned these guys that, you know, I found this at a dollar store or record store for $1, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. Like, yeah, it's definitely got a lot of styles in one, but I really enjoyed this. Like the song Hate Love, No Surprise. Breathe is really good. Another band that you really cannot find much information about, other than the fact that they're from New York. Like, I don't even think they have a Wikipedia article. And if they do, it's like very, very small. But yeah, pretty good album. Slipknot, 9.0 Live. This is a live album. Which has like live sets from the Volume 3 tour. Very good live recording. All Hope Is Gone, which a lot of fans say is the worst, well, at least until the most recent Slipknot album, said was their least favorite Slipknot album, but I have some enjoyment moments from here. There are some songs that I'm not into as much, but overall it's still a very solid album. The bonus tracks are honestly, some of them are even better than the album itself. Like Child of Burning Time or Till We Die are great songs. Snuff's a good song. Sulfur. Yeah. Last album with Paul. Yeah. I think Joey too. Yeah. Then 0.5, The Great Chapter. There was definitely a really long gap between that because of Paul's death and this album. And it's definitely a little different from... It's hard to believe this was like a couple albums ago. It feels like recent. But they kind of went more into a... I don't know. Melodic territory. Like even more melodic. Like with Kill Pop. Which is not necessarily a bad thing. But a lot of people said, oh, they're like trying to be Stone Slipknot, you know, which it's like whatever, you know, like what you want. It has bonus tracks on the second disc, which they could have just put the 2 tracks in the first disc. I don't know, I felt like kind of a waste of a disc, if you ask me. Drill 187. Alternative metal. I don't know where these guys are from. But I remember listening to it and I remember finding it interesting. I got this at Zia Records in Nevada, of all places. I think they have a couple of other releases. I know they have an album out. But it's kind of like alternative metal, kind of. Has some new influences, but I wouldn't really call this new. Unless if maybe the actual album is new. I don't know, I'd have to listen to it. Cold Chamber. Once again, this is Giving the Devil His Due, which at the time was the last Cold Chamber album until Rivals. This has like B-sides and like remixes and stuff like that. Headstones and The Walking Dead, which at the time was the last recorded Cold Chamber album, or song. Even has the hype sticker with it too. I like the song Wishes. Save Yourself's a really good song. Has like early demos too. Blisters, that's a great song. That was on the Bride of Chucky soundtrack, which I don't have. Then we got the Best of Cold Chamber. Again, just a simple compilation. It's from 2004, so like a year after the band broke up. It's not something you absolutely need to own unless if you're a diehard Cold Chamber fan like I am. if you want to listen to it in the car or whatever, I recommend it. I've always loved them. Hopefully they tour in the West Coast. Well, I know they're coming Nevada, I think, late next year. So, looking forward to that. Static-X with Cult of Static. Their last album with Wayne that was released in his lifetime. And it has 2 bonus tracks, WFO and Looks That Kill. I like, which are, this I think is a European pressing, but it's the special edition. I know there's another edition that has like what was it? It's Still the Night. But yeah, good album. No, people say it's the least favorite Static-X album, which I agree, but it's still really good. Grind to Halt's a really good song. Hyper, Lunatic, yeah. I think, which has guest guitars by Dave Mustaine. Dead Man on Campus soundtrack, really good soundtrack. It's got songs by Marilyn Manson, Self, Powerman 5000, and my favorite track on here is actually I Only Want to Be With You, which has Twiggy and Twiggy from Marilyn Manson. And again, for anyone who asks, I've actually seen the Dead Man on Campus soundtrack. I mean, the movie. And I love it. I actually own it on DVD. Here's my favorite Project 86 album. Truthless Heroes. I think this is like probably their most, I would say their most melodic album to date. I think all the songs are catchy. Caught in the Middle is probably my favorite song. I kind of wish they went more in this direction later on, but yeah, what can you do? Yeah, definitely a really good album. Just making another pile. Transom, Fundamental Slavery. This album, like, basically does not even exist, seems like. I tried looking for information about this album. Couldn't really find much. But it's like industrial kind of rock, like with some industrial metal influence, like styles in it. And they even does a cover of Love My Way, which is alright. It's on a CDR. Found this in the cheap bin at a record store. But for whatever reason, when I upload this, the quality became really crappy. I don't know what's up with that, so I'll try to re-upload in better quality. Because it's definitely something you need to hear to believe. And we're talking about Wayne Static. Here's his only solo album, Pig Hammer. Just, I remember being obsessed with this album when it came out. Get It Together. That was actually my ringtone in high school. Wayne did all the vocals and the guitars and bass, and he was a genius, seriously. In my eyes, he was like one of the coolest, one of the most underrated geniuses in industrial metal, alternative metal history. Just a shame this is the last thing he ever did before he passed away. Assassins of Youth, which is actually not one of my favorite songs. It's still a good song, but you know. Behind the Sky is a really good one too. I got this for Christmas one year. Speaking of Static-X, here's a single. In a Bag, and This Is Not. This is a promotional CD from Warner back in the day. I got this in a I don't know, maybe 25 cents at a record store. Korn with The Nothing. Their second to most recent album. I bought this at Target. I think this is probably one of their more personal albums, if you ask me. Like, one of the more personal Korn albums that came out. I know it came out like shortly after Jonathan's wife passed away, and so it's definitely a very, very, very powerful Korn album. I think it's probably one of the better ones since, I don't know, Look Into the Mirror. Not that the other ones were good, but I think there's just something special about this one. And who knows what the next Korn album that's going to be like. Oh, Crawl 420. New metal from more sort of like hardcore kind of new metal from Orange County, California. I uploaded this whole thing online. Pretty good. I know they toured with a lot of new metal bands at the time. I don't own the second album. Well, actually, really, this is more an EP, but I don't own the actual first album. This is from '97? Yeah. Pretty good. I like the song Beer. It's a really good song. Oh, yeah. Then we got Commercial, which is the last thing they ever did. Although, unfortunately, due to disc rot, my copy does not even work. Like, it's on a CDR, so I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's pretty unplayable. I'd like to get a working copy one day. But from what I've heard, the samples that were on the old website sounded a lot heavier than their other stuff. Rewire by Electric by Rewrite or Rewire. I think these guys are Canadian. I think it's a tube. Yeah, it's like a... It's kind of like... I don't know how to explain it, but it's like a two-man industrial metal project. I know they have a couple other releases as well. But this just happened to be one I found in the dollar section at my record store. Man, how long have we been going? We've been going a long time. And we got quite a bit to go. Slipknot with Hellraiser. This is a bootleg, which has recorded at Ozfest 99, Holmdel, New Jersey, which sounds like crap, and London, December 13th, 1999. For some reason, my copy has those tracks, but it keeps cutting out, so I don't know what's up with that. I'll try to upload to YouTube. I'll put out what I can, because it's a bootleg of a bootleg, to explain it. The Adema trilogy. Here we go. Everything that was recorded with Marky. Adema, the first album. I got obsessed with these guys because they had the song Immortal, which was on the Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance soundtrack. And I just fell in love with them. I listened to them quite a bit. I like the song Trust, The Way You Like It, Everyone. I heard they're recording something new too, which might be good. Real shame Marky couldn't be with them. I don't know what's up with Marky, honestly. He seems, I don't know. See, I heard he's kind of a weirdo from people from what I've heard around the Bakersfield area. I don't know. But yeah, check out the first Adema album. Really good stuff. And then, of course, you have to have Insomniac's Dream, the EP, which has B-sides that are recorded during the first album, and even has Immortal on here, which is pretty cool. Do What You Want to Do, Nutshell, which is a Alice in Chains cover. There's an ad for, I don't know if you can see that, Deadly Alliance. There we go. Yeah, there you go. Deadly Alliance. There we go. Good EP, but only for completionists only. Or if you want to hear the song Immortal. And has a radio mix of Giving In. And then the last album with Marky, you know, Unstable. Which is actually, I would say, my favorite album by Adema. I think it's a lot really personal. I like the song Needles, Stand Up, Promises, Codependent, which if I know people make jokes online saying, "Go to bed, Dad." Yeah, this one also comes with the DVD. I gotta kind of be careful because it's kind of a broken case. But it has like a DVD of like music videos and tour footage at that time. But yeah, good album. I know some lyrics are to be desired, sorta, but you know. Another Stained. I don't have a copy of Tormented, but I know a place that I could probably find a copy, but I don't know if I want to shell the money out right now. So I have Dysfunction. You know, this has Mud Shovel, Spleen, Just Go. Look at all the text on that disc. The album that got them signed to Flip. Or, Fred signed these guys, if you didn't know. Fred from Limp Bizkit. Look at that weird clown. I don't know, I think I own like 2 more Stained albums. Varga with Prototype. Kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like post-grungy, kind of ish, kind of early new metal. Oh, I would even say this is grunge just because from '93. I got this from John as a gift. Thank you very much for the CD. Yeah. This camera's weird. Prong with Cleansing. I didn't become a Prong fan until fairly recently. But this is their album. Oh yeah, I just mentioned it. This is when they started to become a little more industrial influenced. I think Tommy Victor's a pretty cool dude, from what I've heard. This has the song Snap Your Fingers, Sap Your Act, which is a single. The song Test is really good. I know they toured with a lot of bands at that time. I think they toured with White Zombie a couple times. Crazy Town is the only Crazy Town I actually own. Gift of Game, which has Butterfly. Dark Side. Revolving Doors, pretty good. Fun, interesting fact. Shifty. I actually saw him in person in Los Angeles outside of a tattoo place. I didn't say hi to him or anything, but I just remember seeing him there. I was like, wow. Smoking weed. I, of course, think he was smoking weed outside. Kind of a shame that he's dealing with some issues. Hope he, gets clean again. But yeah. Crazy Town, you either love him or hate him. I personally love him. I need to get the second album though. Rooster Inc. I know about this band because my friend John actually posted the full album and it made me want to get a copy, so I got a copy on Amazon. Eccentric Animals. Very much like rapcore kind of stuff. Pretty good. I think this is the only thing they ever put out. I like how the disc looks like a chicken. Addiction 96, Just to Hurt. Got this sealed again from that same ex-acquaintance I knew. Very early new metal. From way back, like 96. Yeah, pretty good stuff. I need to listen to it more, but I remember hearing it and I remember really, really enjoying it. My copy was sealed too, so. Drop Clutch. Very independent new metal. With the blurriest text I think I've ever seen in an insert. How did they print that? It looks like so blurry. But yeah, Drop Clutch are kind of like alt metal, kind of new. Definitely later new metal. This is from like 2006. Also, I didn't know Jimmy Neutron played in a new metal band. Found that kind of funny. Chemical Belief's a good song. I think I uploaded this whole thing online, so you can probably look it up. Again, I got that from a person I no longer talk to. Cinch. Self-titled. Really more alt-rock. I wouldn't even call it's borderline new metal. I think I listened to this once or twice. I remember enjoying what I heard, but it was in the dollar bin at a record store, so yeah. I think this is the only thing they ever put out. Yeah. Sugar Ray's second album, and the last one I actually really care about. Floored. This is the one with Fly. But they still had new metal influences here. And then they became straight up pop, which it's like whatever. Twist Cap Snap, American Pig. They were pretty heavy when they came out. Like, especially the first album, Brownies and Lemon. I have it. I'll show that later, but yeah, they were really heavy. Surprisingly, really heavy when they came out. A lot of people don't really know about that. They think that like their stuff is like pretty poppy from all the stuff they heard on the radio, but it's still genuinely some solid stuff. Dissection. Arizona nu metal. I think they're from Arizona. Or industrial metal as well. And Wayne Static was a big fan of these guys. This is the only CD I believe they ever put out. I got this from a website from, I think, I don't even remember which site it was, but yeah, it's like, I know Static-X were sort of involved with them because I believe they played together, and John Nelson was their manager, who was Static-X's one of the roadies, I believe. Yeah, Bam Bitch, that was the label that they were on, you know. Not Static-X, but like the side label. I think I'll show that stuff later on. Yeah. Put that on the side. NMSO4, the demo CD from 2000. I got this for $20 at a record store. No, not a record store. I got it on Amazon or Discogs for $20. I think it was still sealed in the package when I got it. But it's got their 3-song EP, which has Intro, Wasted Stitches, which has sort of rawer versions from the first album. I posted the whole thing online in like really good quality. But yeah, they were like sort of like Cold Chamber. And they were definitely a heavier sort of nu metal band. Although I will say they looked very Juggalo-ish, but I assure you they weren't Juggalos. I know they were also called Crooked, but I don't have that album. First Disturbed album, The Sickness. I think everyone knows about this band and this album. I heard a lot of it from videos that some anime fan made of like Azumanga Daioh. I remember hearing Shout 2000 and Stupefy. Oh, and the game. Which, you know, the first pressing, you know, of course, has the song Down with the Sickness on it, you know. Yeah, good band. And no, I haven't heard their new album yet. I might get it, though. Drowning Pool. Sinner. Raise your hands if you're a sinner. Okay, that was... But yeah, this is the only album with, of course, Dave. I need to get the 2-disc edition, because that has, like... No, this is, like, the second album with Dave. First one is self-titled. I don't have that, but that's very hard to find. It's pretty good. Some of the songs are, like, kind of ballady, which is alright. I like the song All Over Me. That's a really good song. Bodies, of course. Bodies is like one of the most heard songs that every person on YouTube has ever made. Because it was on like some computers. But yeah, real shame Dave passed away. And of course I dropped the frickin' booklet. I think they would have gotten much bigger had Dave not passed away. Had Dave not passed away, yeah. But yeah, really good. I need to give it another listen. Coal Chamber with chamber music. I think this is my second favorite Coal Chamber album. I think they were like really on point when this album came out. Feed My Dreams, My Mercy. Very, very almost like melodic and groovy. Anything But You. And from my understanding, they didn't really play a whole lot of songs from this album on tour, from what John has said. Which is a real shame, because I think a lot of this stuff has potential to sound amazing live. Especially My Mercy. Yeah. Burgundy, Not Living, What's in Your Mind, Tyler song, Untrue. I think that's Ozzy Osbourne right there. But yeah, amazing, amazing album. This is the only Deftones album I actually own.
Boo!
I know. But it's Adrenaline, and it's my friend John's least favorite Deftones album. So there you go. This is when they were like really influenced by like post-hardcore bands like Quicksand, stuff like that. The song Bored, 7 Words, Engine Number 9. It's not my favorite Deftones album by any stretch of the imagination. But still has a lot of bangers, that's for sure. Like, they were like really money hungry. They were very fame hungry too when they put this out. I think I'll put that. Korn with Follow the Leader. A lot of, when this album came out, some Korn fans stopped listening to them. I have a couple friends that stopped listening to Korn when this came out, which, you know, they definitely changed their sound a little bit, but I think it's still really good. I mean, Pretty, All in the Family, Dead Bodies Everywhere, Got the Life, Justin, Freak on a Leash. It's real. This album really made them popular, without a doubt, and got them mainstream. I have a friend named I don't know if I should say it, but I actually have a friend who used to be or we're online friends really, but MTV VJ Jesse Camp. He did we're actually like online friends, and he was on the Korn campaign tour during when this album came out, and like there's a lot of hype with it. So yeah, Hard and the Heavy is like a compilation, a bunch of songs. Got Monster Magnet, 1 Minute Silence, Puya, Limp Bizkit, Static-X, Slipknot, Coal Chamber, Korn. Wait, does this have Korn? No. It has Videodrome though. Orange 9mm, Spine Shank, Nothing Face on 2 discs. Again, just this regular comp, but it's cool to have. You know, I'm just gonna get more. We're about halfway done. No, a little less than halfway done, but I just want to get some of these over with, honestly. Put all these right here. Right. The End of Days soundtrack. Another movie that I've seen, the Arnold Schwarzenegger, which has a lot of cool songs. Got Korn with Camel Song, Professional Murder music before they got signed, Limp Bizkit, a lot of B-sides, Guns N' Roses, Power Man 5000, Sonic Youth, which is weird. Really kind of interesting soundtrack. I'd like to get it on vinyl one of these days, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's a good movie too. Limp Bizkit. Results May Vary. My least favorite Limp Bizkit album. And no, it's not because Wes isn't on it. It's just, I don't know. It's the one I've definitely listened to the least, but it's not bad. I like Eat You Alive. Their cover of Behind Blue Eyes. I know they were definitely struggling financially when this album came out. But it's not bad. Oh, it even has an advertisement. Get the full-length DVD, Poop. That never came out, did it? Well, I know, like, someone leaked it who worked on, like, part of it. I know, I don't think he's legally allowed to show the whole thing, but it'd be cool to at least see what was worked on. Limp Bizkit Greatest Hits. Only get if you're a huge Limp Bizkit fan. It does have a couple bonus tracks that are on this CD only. Why, which is a great song, and Bittersweet Symphony, which is a Verve cover. But yeah, I would only get it if you're a big Limp Bizkit fan. I debated not whether I should put this in the collection, but it's Damage Plan's only album, Newfound Glory. Really borders on alt metal. Even has a song by Corey Taylor on here, F You. But my favorite song on here is Blunt Force Trauma. Real shame, you know. I think they were going to get really big, but of course, you know, happened with Dime. Is what it is. I know there's like a second, like, well, some of a second album I hear recorded, but I don't know. I'd like to hear that one day. Trapped. This is DNA, and it's actually signed by the band. Got this at Best Buy a while back. It's good, but it's nowhere near my favorite Trapped stuff. And I know Trapped are pretty controversial right now, but, you know, whatever. Got it Best Buy. The song Passenger is really good. Yeah. What else? Korn, Live and Rare. It's cool to have because this has the entire CBGB set on one CD. So if you don't want to watch the DVD, you can just put this on, listen to it. When they played CBGB New York. Oh, they even have like Woodstock. And it has the song Proud on here, which is a rare song. Here's a bootleg. This is System of a Down unreleased. It's just B-sides and stuff taken from the demo tapes. Some of them sounds really crappy too, which is weird because like the earlier demos sound better than the later ones. I don't know. I have no clue on any information about this bootleg. It's called Unreleased. Yeah. Nothing Face. Pacifier. Uh, I would like to get the first Nothing Face album, but it's very, very hard to find. Like, I know I could get it on vinyl, but they removed, like, songs from the vinyl copy. I don't know why. But yeah, it's really good. But my favorite Nothing Face recording would probably be Skeletons, I think. The one with Life, or one of their big hit songs on it. Or I think it's Life, or I don't know. I think it was called Skeletons. Here's the Lost Highway soundtrack, which has songs by Marilyn Manson, Smashing Pumpkins, Nine Inch Nails, because Trent Reznor produced this, David Bowie, Rammstein. Really good soundtrack. But believe it or not, I've never seen the movie. I need to get into David Lynch's movies. This is a bootleg, of course. This is Slipknot, Make Feet Kill Repeat, because I do not want to spend $2,000 on a CD. But it's the Make Feet Kill Repeat album. Really kind of generic, kind of bootleg. And this copy has like the songs last seconds cut off each track, but it's got like bonus songs like Me Inside, Get This, stuff you've kind of heard before, rough mixes or whatever. Like, they intentionally made the songs crappier quality and higher pitch to make it sound like it's a different version. It's not. It's the same one. Snot was Straight Up. This is the last Snot album. Has the last, I think this is the last song with that Lynn recorded with Snot. But it's a really good album. I like the, let's see, Reaching Out with Marcus Sugar Ray. They recorded like songs with like sung by other singers of bands. I like Funeral Flights with Dez from Coal Chamber. Requiem, Corey of Slipknot, you know. Starlit Eyes, that's a good song. I don't own Alive, but I know that one has like one of the other last songs when recorded for Snot. I really want to just kind of get this over with. Alright, I have the final stacks here, so here we go. Fly More with Millennium 4, 5, or 15, I don't know. This band is, I believe, from Russia? I think? But they sound just like Korn. Like, it's, I know people say like Coal Chamber sound like Korn, which is like whatever, but these guys are like a carbon copy. It's really good though. My copy's even signed to Daniel, which is my brother's. He didn't get this signed, there's another guy named Daniel. They even have a song called Queen of the Damned. All the Time I Bled. It's really good though. I know they have another recording out on a CD, EP. But yeah, if you want to hear a song band similar to Korn, check out Fly More. Another copy of this is my original copy of Cult of Static by Static-X. Static-X Cannibal Killers Live, recorded in Washington 2007 during the Cannibal Killers tour, or the Cannibal tour. Pretty hard to find, especially with the DVD. I want to get like the 3-disc edition that was only sold on the site, but that's like very rare. Got this at a record store in Los Angeles. Very good album. Very good live album too. They were so good live. Cannibal. No, we're kind of going forwards to back with the Static-X ones. A little harder than their other albums. Very, very heavy. Chromatic, Reptile, Team Hate, Chemical Logic, No Subdition, 40 Ways, Destroyer. Every song on every Static-X album is a banger, if you ask me. You do it again, do it again, Destroyer. Here we have Static-X Start a War, which is my second. I go by between this and Shadow Zone being my favorite Static-X album. But this is really good, very heavy. This is the one with the bonus DVD, which has like the making of. Just such a great album. Skinny Man, Just in Case, Night Terrors, My Damnation, Start a War, The Enemy, Pieces. Just such a great album. I love this band so much. They're like one of my loves right here. So great. And of course we have the regular edition of Star War, which same thing kind of thing, except it doesn't have the B-side. That's just gonna fall. I should really change. Omniblank with Birth of a Firefly. I know they were called Pressure something. I think that's the name. No, Pressure 45 was something else. But they had another name before this. I can't really... Something Machine. I don't know. But this is the EP or album they came out with after they renamed themselves Omniblank. I think it was Hate Machine. I think that's what they were called. But yeah, very good. Here's some new metal from San Diego, The Abuse. I actually looked for this album for a very long time, and I finally found a copy from someone on eBay. Very, very good female-fronted new metal. Shame the singer passed away, but they were really good. I have a copy of their first album too, digitally. But yeah, they should have been bigger. Way bigger in my opinion. And here's one of the other Stained albums I own. This is 1996 to 2006, which is kind of cool because it has a couple tracks from Tormented, which is a very rare album. It has like acoustic stuff too. And the Family Values version of Outside. I think it was one of the last albums I ever bought at Best Buy. On CD at least. POD, Satellite, the album that got them popular. I know the song Youth of a Nation because that was on the soundtrack to Aggressive Inline. Clean it up. And of course, Here Comes the Boom. Probably one of the most known songs. Alive. Without Ya, Nothing, featuring HR from Bad Brains. So that's something. Limp Bizkit with Chocolate Starfish and the Hot Dog Flavored Water. I think this is my favorite Limp Bizkit album. Because it's so ridiculous that I love it. You know, breaks. Is this the one? No, this isn't the one with break stuff, but it's got Full Nelson, My Way, Take a Look Around, Rollin'. It's like so ridiculous, but you know what? I love it so much. They don't take themselves too seriously, and that's what I kind of like about Limp Bizkit. Here's a Cold Chamber promotional single, which has Notion, Tragedy, and No Home. Pretty simple, kind of generic. It's good to have if you're a Cold Chamber completionist. This is a bootleg, Cold Chamber Live at Ozfest in '98. Yeah. It's a very, very old CDR. Look at that, it's all brown. I believe I upload these online. Some of these tracks don't even work anymore because the CD is so old. It's actually a CDR. It's like, I don't know if you can see that, but it's like pretty. It's like basically almost dead, but it was like $4, so why not? Project 86 with Rival Factions. Yeah. This is when they became more post-hardcore. It's not my favorite Project 86 material, but it's still pretty good from what I've listened to. And it's like on a blue case, so that's kind of cool. Stained with Break the Cycle. This is the one with It's Been a While. Yeah. I like the song Open Your Eyes as well. It's like definitely a pit opener for sure. Yeah, after this they definitely changed their style some. Well, I kind of wish they still had this sound. I know Aaron denies being new metal, but whatever. Speaking of bands that deny their new metal, or at least deny that they were once new metal, here we go. Incubus with Make Yourself. I know they definitely strayed away from the new metal's name after this, but it's pretty good. I like the song Pardon Me, Drive, Make Yourself, definitely a lot more commercial than the earlier stuff, but still pretty good. I kind of wish they would go back to that science sound though. Or Fungus Among Us. Can you imagine them doing something like Fungus Among Us again? Good lord. Grip. Self-titled. Sort of Christian like new metal, sort of like Cutlass, but not as like preachy, I guess. But it's pretty good stuff. I knew about it because a friend, or again, ex-acquaintance mentioned these guys. Here's Grip. And I like them. I like the song Left Behind, which I know they had like a couple of EPs called that. I know they did a first album, which I have a digital copy of. So yeah. Here's my other copy of Left's My Disease. The reason I say is I edited because it's like, it has that sticker that says radio friendly. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine with this. I don't know. The only Cold album I own, the self-titled. This is probably my favorite Cold album. I know they really got like, I don't know, kind of like Puddle of Mud, where it just kind of got like, became like alt rock to the same thing every time. But I think they were unique when this came out. The song Ugly is really good. Go Away. Yeah. I don't know why it says copyright 97. This thing came out in 98. Put this. More industrial. This is 29 Died. Think of like, sort of like a poor man's attempt of Pretty Hate Machine by Nine Inch Nails, but a decent attempt. They even do a cover of Tainted Love. Gee, I wonder who would cover that many years later. Hint, hint. It's a band I'm going to show later on, but Mother Nature, I'll probably post this online. Look at all those little, like, spermies. Anyway, it was like $1, so can't really complain. Last Linkin Park album that to me is amazing, Minutes to Midnight. Again, they really got commercial when this album came out, but, you know, still alright. I like the song Giving Up, you know. But after this, you know, they kind of go like this with me, you know. Some albums were better than others, but, you know, they definitely were not like the same like were in the first album, which is like, I know, no crap, but still. New metal from Texas, Element 80. I absolutely love the song. What was it? Oh, Slackjaw, maybe? I know they were also in the video game Need for Speed, but they were also in a movie. Oh, shoot, I don't have it right now, but it's called Stupid, Stupid People. And they actually had one of the songs in it because that movie was filmed in Texas. It was a very, very, very low budget movie. But yeah, and they're actually back and they're actually working on some new material, which I'm absolutely looking forward to. Oh no, Bloodshot, that was the song. I hope to get this done pretty soon. Korn with Issues. Great album. Beg for Me is a really good song. Hey Daddy. Let's Get This Party Started. Dirty, which is probably the best song on here. There was a time when I actually knew how to play the song Falling Away From Me on guitar. Trash is a really good song too. And they had different variations of the covers. This is the one I have. With, I think it's the same one John has, my friend. I like to get, and there's actually a fifth one that was only came out in Australia, too. Penetrator. Weird industrial kind of stuff from Colorado. Yeah, Colorado. I believe this is a one-man project. I remember thinking it was pretty good. I think you could hear the whole thing on YouTube. Hard to explain, though. Some British industrial. Action Direct. It's alright. I posted this whole thing on YouTube. You probably check that out. Illegitimate military targets. Very industrial rockish too. Acts of Aggression. I need to post this on YouTube. Some kind of independent new metal from San Diego. And they even have a Sepultura cover on here. Here's the disc. This is Guidelines to War. Another Project 86 album. It's probably my second favorite one. Drawing Black Lines. I think my friend John also owns this album. Me Gets Me's a good song. Sad Machines is good. Star. This was produced by the same guy who produced Kittie's first album. Interesting note. Do I have... I know I... So yeah, speaking of Kittie, Spit. I know people say this is like the best Kittie album, but I disagree. I believe Until the End is my favorite Kittie album, but this is pretty up there. Charlotte, Brackish, Raven, Immortal, Spit. Just a great album from front to back. I hope they record something new. I like to see him. Do You Think I'm a Whore? That's a great song. Yeah. Canadian new metal. Or, I know they're more alternative, really, but, you know. Korn, Life is Peachy. Really, it's this kind of a weird Korn album. They kind of like did a whole bunch of different things right here. Like they have a duet with Chino from the Deftones. And they do a lot of the songs are just like very, I don't know, you could tell like they were very scatty. Like they did a lot of improvisation. Does that make sense? Like the song Ass Itch. I like this, but it's really good. I like the song Ass Itch. Swallow's really good. Kill You. All I want to do is kill you. That was like one of the better albums in my opinion. Family Values Tour 1999, which has live versions of Korn, Limp Bizkit, Filter, Primus, Crystal Method. Yeah, pretty good album. Pretty good live album, I should say. I know there's a pink one case which has like bubblegum. I don't have that though. I'd like to get it. This is a rare one. I got this at a record store for like dirt cheap, but it's part of the Underground series of Linkin Park, the Underground 5.0, which has like live versions of some of these songs. Live in Philadelphia 2005. These are like exclusive only to the fan club. Can't really get these, and if you do find them, they go for a lot. Let's just say that. I believe some of them go for like over 100 at least. Here's the first Sugar Ray album, Lemonade and Brownies. Probably their heaviest stuff. Although I wish I would get the Japanese edition, which has the Black Flag cover. I really like this one. What was the one that it was either Iron Mike or Rhyme Stealer? Maybe it was Drive By, I don't remember. But they were called something else before, and one of the songs on here they recorded as that other name. I think it was the same recording, but they were called something else. But yeah, you wouldn't think that at one point, like I said, Sugar Ray were like known as a nu metal band, but they were. And this is probably their best album. Here we got some rapcore. Axiomatic, Save Yourself from 2006. I think these guys are from New York, I want to say. But it's very harsh stuff. Like, very, very much rap driven. Not a common CD to find. Bad Dream Records. So edgy. And what the hey, I'll even show my Marilyn Manson CDs, since he's part of the industrial family. But we have Marilyn Manson with the Beautiful People single, which has Beautiful People, The Horrible People, Sweet Dreams, and I like putting the discs this way. Yeah, I think it has a music video for The Beautiful People as well. Yeah. Here we have the soundtrack to Private Parts, which has like a bunch of like random quotes from the movie, as well as like songs. Like it's got Marilyn Manson, "The Suck for Your Solution," which was recorded during the Antichrist Superstar Tour. Ozzy Osbourne with Typo Negative, Pictures of Matchstick Men, which I like Ozzy's version, but if you listen on YouTube, the demo version, so much better. I wish that would got official release. Ramones, Ted Nugent, Deep Purple. I know my dad's was a bigger Howard Stern fan than I was. I think he's seen the movie. I have it, but I have yet to watch it. Going back to Marilyn Manson, we got Portrait of an American Family, first album. You Cannot Sedate All the Things You Hate. They were just like really kind of like spooky. It was like sort of like a transition from the Spooky Kids to like really Marilyn Manson, this album. It's the only album that Gidget Gein played bass on, even though Twiggy is pictured on it. I mean, it's just really good. Misery Machine, Lunchbox, Cake and Sodomy, Get Your Gun, Wrapped in Plastic, that's a really good song. Come into a home, what you say? And we got the Get Your Gun single, which has a remix of Get Your Gun and Revolution Number 9, which is like an instrumental. It's more of like a weird B-side. That's good to have. Do I have the Lunchbox single? Oh yeah, I do. The other single that was released, this was like right before, like right at the end of the Portrait era, but the Lunchbox single, which has some remixes of the song Lunchbox and Down in the Park, which is a Gary Newman cover. A really good Gary Newman cover. And I'm covering that just because, you know, YouTube's going to get weird about it. But yeah, I love this era of Manson. Smells Like Children. Great EP. This is the one with Sweet Dreams on it. And the Patti Smith song, which it's pretty bass, but I'm not going to repeat it on camera. Yeah, we're really going out of order. Golden Age of Grotesque, which has the slipcover and the bonus DVD. A lot of people say Manson kind of sold out when this album came out, but I like it. Like, Use Your Fist and Not Your Mouth, I mean, that's a great song. This whole album is just great. He was still pretty heavy when this came out, so I don't understand why people say he sold out. Maybe he thought he was too silly, I don't know. But I think he was really good during this album. It's probably, I would say, the last really heavy Manson album until maybe Born Villain. Yeah. Speaking of, oh no, that's not. There's Lest We Forget, The Best of Marilyn Manson, which is a greatest hits album. This is the one with the Personal Jesus cover, and it even has a bonus DVD of the videos he did. Great out, and it's the only way to get the song. What is it? Long and Hard Road Out of Hell on a Manson album. if you don't buy the Spawn soundtrack. Mechanical Animals. Only album with Zim Zum on guitar. Really good. I like the song Great Big White World. I know my friend John also did a video talking about his personal experience with this album, which I highly recommend. What else we got? Oh, this is a live album. The Last Tour on Earth. Great comp, or live comp. I've actually uploaded a lot of the full shows where some of these were actually recorded. This is a European copy which has some extra tracks of a bonus disc. Como White, the acoustic version. A Rose and a Baby Ruth. Get My Rocks Off, which is a Dr. Hook cover. Yeah, great live album. Wish it would get a vinyl release. Hollywood, which I kind of put off for a while. I don't know why, but I really love this album. I think it's just a very... I'm currently posting on my other channel like videos from the tour and a lot of the songs. I really like the song Valentine's Day, Burning Flag, Lamb of God, Target Audience. Man, what a great album. Has a weird looking picture of Manson with a jaw kind of cut. What is that we got? Oh yeah, Remix and Repent, which is like an EP of like some live tracks and remixes, like Manson songs. I like the live version of Antichrist Superstar in this EP. It's just so heavy. Then I got my favorite Marilyn Manson album, Antichrist Superstar. Just an absolute masterpiece right here. Every song on this album is really good, and I might talk about it one of these days. You never know. Guy with the lightning bolt right there. My favorite song is probably... I really like the Reflecting God. Man of Decay is really good. Mr. Superstar. I knew how to play that on guitar one point. It's a really easy song to play. But yeah, if you haven't heard... hold on. If you haven't heard Antichrist Superstar, what are you doing? Stop this video and go listen to it. Marilyn Manson, The High End of Low, from 2009. I know a lot of people didn't like this album when it came out. I love it. It's definitely a very different Manson. I like the song Pretty as a Swastika. Leave a Scar. Running to the Edge of the World. We're From America. Yeah, really good stuff. And this is the bonus version with like alternative version. Armageddon, Mother Effing Geddon. Yeah. I remember listening to this on my way when my uncle passed away to the funeral, so it kind of has significance for me in some ways. Here we got Eat Me, Drink Me, underrated Manson album. Definitely probably his most, I mean, I think he was trying to, like, capitalize on, like, bands like him when this came out, if you ask me. If I Was Your Vampire is a good song. Playing Holes in Happiness. It was definitely an album that he did when he was getting over his divorce from Dita Von Teese, so it's definitely a very, not an easy listen at first, but I still enjoy it. Heart-Shaped Glasses, of course. And then, Born Villain. This is the era I got into Manson, actually. I like the song Hey Cruel World, Slow Motion, Pistol Whipped, Lay Down Your Goddamn Arms, You're So Vain, which has Johnny Depp on guitar, because they're buddies. But yeah, really good album. Just kind of a shame, because it's like, he was depressed during this time. It's just, it kind of shows. I remember during when that album came out, I saw him on The Talking Dead. Yeah. Still love him, though. He's a single. Marilyn Manson, Third Day on a 7-Day Binge. And Deep Six, which is from The Pale Emperor, which is actually my least favorite Marilyn Manson album. I got it at Best Buy a long time ago, back when they still sold CDs. And then Heaven Upside Down. I don't know why some of the other ones aren't. I don't know why I can't find the most recent one, whatever. But yeah, Heaven Upside Down, which I know John does not like this album, but you know, I love it. I think it was definitely a breath of fresh air after Pale Emperor. I like Kill For Me. Jesus Crisis, that's a good song. Blood Honey's a really beautiful song. Yeah, very good album, in my opinion. Right. Now, back to regular releases. We got Taproot with Welcome. Okay album. Definitely not as good as Gift, I will admit that. Like, I like Poem. That's a good song, but it's alright. I got it for like $1, you know. But Gift is much more, I don't know, what's the word? I guess musically advanced than this? I don't know. And it has a bonus video for if you put the CD in your computer. Got this at FYE a long time ago. It's Maximum Slipknot. It's just an interview disc of like the story of Slipknot at that time and some like snippets from an old interview. Although I will say like some of the pictures in the booklet were cool. Especially this one. Corey, that's a really cool picture. I'd like to get him to sign that one day. One of these days I met him once, but hopefully I'll get to meet him again one day. Korn, Take a Look in the Mirror. Well, at the time, the last album with Head, and the last album with all the original members. I like the song I'm Done. Y'all Want a Single? Y'all Want a Single? Say? Yeah. I did My Time. And it has a bonus DVD of like extra stuff. I got the set where'd I get this? Best Buy, like it was in the Best Buy CD section. It was just like really old. No one was buying it. And it was to celebrate 10 years of Korn as a band. But it's a good song. Or good album. Right Now is a good song too. Right Now. Music video is like weird too. Virus 7. It's like sick in the head. Kind of like weird alternative new metal. But it had like members from, I think, Atheist, I want to say? Or Atheist, or... forgot. Hank Sherman, yeah. He was like in some other band. But yeah, I got this in the cheap section at a record store. I uploaded it to YouTube, so... maybe it was Death? I think it was Death, actually, now that I think about it. I don't know, feel free to correct me in the comments. The Deadlights. Very underrated new metal band. And yes, Duke, the singer, may he rest in peace, sounds just like... he definitely has that Billy Corgan style of vocals, for sure. This is a promotional copy. They were on a lot of tours, from what I've been told. Back in 2000, yeah. So yeah. Definitely check out, if you want to hear what like Billy Corgan sounds like in a new metal band, check out the Deadlights for sure. Alright, some industrial pitch shifter. www.pitchshifter.com. Got this in the dollar section. And I absolutely love the hell out of this thing. It's very good. My favorite song is Disposable, maybe? Civilized is a really good album, or song too. I think this is honestly my favorite Pitch Shifter CD. These guys are from England, I believe, yeah. And I don't know if I heard, but I heard they're back together. Or they have been, so that's cool. Here's the first Liquid Gang album. 19th Soul, definitely more alt-rock influence than nu metal. On Gotham Records. And the booklet just fell out. But yeah, good stuff. I like to get their earlier stuff too. I think that's on vinyl. It's Cold Static-X single. It's just the Cold single from the Queen of the Damned soundtrack, but it's also got a live version of This Is Not, which was pretty cool. Very hard to find. Only released in Europe. Simon Says, Jumpstart. Their first album with Hollywood Records. This is an advanced copy. Pretty good album, but I will agree with my friend John that Shut Your Breath is definitely heavier and better than this one. But, you know, the songs Ship Junker and Life Jacket are good. For what they are. They definitely look more boy bandish, really, than a new metal band would look. Sorry to anyone involved, but, you know. I think they were from Sacramento, if I'm correct. How many more we got? Not that much more, I reckon. Cold Chamber, the first album. Very, very raw nu metal. This is the 2-disc edition, which has a DVD live at the Whiskey in '96 and a show in San Francisco in '99. Which, for some reason, the frame rate on those are like choppy. They like didn't do a good job with like the transfer on those. They look kind of like you're watching them on a computer, honestly. Plus the video for Loco and Loco Record Ozfest '96. And it has like demos and stuff, which I think were on the Giving the Devil His Due CD. This edition of the first album is hard to find as well. Dark Days. Probably my favorite I would say this is my favorite Cold Chamber album. Just probably their darkest and heaviest. I like the song Rowboat, Friend, One Step, Something Told Me, which was on the Resident Evil soundtrack, the first movie. Empty Jar, Fiend, which was the single off the main album. Yeah. They were definitely going through a lot of stuff with this album for sure, but it's still really good. And then of course what some Cold Chamber fans say is like Dark Days Part 2, Rivals. I bought this the day it came out. Still remember I bought it at Best Buy after school. I have I Owe You Nothing, Suffer in Silence, which features Al Jorgensen from Ministry, Another Nail in the Coffin, Over My Head. It has Worst Enemy, which is a bonus track. It has a DVD of the making of. The Bridges You Burn is a really good song. And the DVD fell out. Yeah, very good album. Kind of wish I hope that, I don't know if they'll ever make a new album. I don't know, we'll see. I like them to do more material, that's for sure. I ordered this thinking I got the 3-disc edition, but I didn't know you could only get the 3-disc edition on the website. But this is a 10 is to Hell. Slipknot, which has a bunch of greatest hits, but also has entire set live at Download 2009. But the 3rd disc I heard that has like exclusive videos, like all the music videos plus some like other stuff. I don't know. I got this thinking it was, but I got the 2-disc edition, so whatever. You can get what you get, you know? Right. Then you got Sativa. I heard this is actually a pretty hard to find album. Very late nu metal. This is like from 2000. Oh, this is called Shattered, by the way. This is from 2007. I believe I also uploaded this on YouTube. Very much like rap influenced nu metal. Video Drone. I showed this in my CD collection video. My main one at least. Ty Jonathan Down. Kind of like industrial-ish nu metal. I know my friend John has a copy of this as well. Only thing they ever did. Which is a shame, because they were cool. I really call this more alt metal, but it's Too Many Gods with Blind Soul Lottery. I upload this on YouTube. You can check it out. You're on the same label as Left. So that's something. slap box. Very industrial, like not even like guitar driven. I don't even think there's any like drums on here. Or there was something that wasn't on here. Bass maybe? But like very, very kind of industrial to the core. And I actually got a comment from someone who involved this on my video for this. So that was something. Got it from an ex-acquaintance. So yeah. Alright, we're almost done. Tattoo the Earth soundtrack, it's the soundtrack to the concert, which has live versions by bands like Slipknot, Seven Dust, Sepultura, Hatebreed, Mudvayne, Nothing Face, Nashville Pussy. Great live album. I think you can hear this whole thing on YouTube. This is kind of cheating because this is more like scratch hip-hop based, but it's Executioners built from scratch. But it has It's Going Down, which featured Mike Shinoda and Mr. Hahn from Linkin Park. And the video had Wayne Static in it, but to contrary belief, he did not play a single note on this. A lot of people get that wrong. Like, oh, Wayne was part of that song too. No, only part of the video. But, you know, it's an alright album. Down the Sun. I've definitely loved this. These are like really aggressive nu metal. Produced by Clown from Slipknot. I like to get the Japanese edition. It has like some extra songs. I remember the singer had a face tattoo, like a tribal tattoo. I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, they definitely should have been a lot bigger than they were. I don't know why they weren't. And it's damn hard to find any live footage of them too. I don't know why that's so hard to find. Something Sacred. Speak. Nu metal from Pennsylvania. I got this on Discogs as like a blind buy. It's interesting nu metal, but I don't know. Like, it's alright. Don't get me wrong, it's like perfectly acceptable, but like last I heard, I don't think they swore at all. So it was kind of strange. Like, not that you need to swear in your album, but I don't know, maybe I'm just misremembering. We got Slipknot with We Are Not Your Kind. This is the Japanese edition, which has All Out Life as a bonus track, which should have been on the album in the first place. I had to import this just to get that extra song. But yeah, much like Point 5, The Great Chapter, it's more melodic Slipknot, you know. Birth of a Cruel is really good. And I need to get the new one. Pulse Ultra. I know my friend John mentioned these guys as well. He has this album. It's very different nu metal. Almost kind of like tried to do something a little different, and I definitely appreciate it for sure. again, real shame. That's the only thing they ever did, but I need to listen to this again. But I remember what I liked listening to it. Gold Cobra by Limp Bizkit. Some people like it, but others didn't like it, but I love it. I like the song Gold Cobra, Get a Life, Douchebag. I need to get the special edition. I like the disc art. It's funny. And of course it took 10 more years to make Still Sucks, which, you know, whatever. That was a bad move on Limp Bizkit's part to only put that as a download. That was stupid. Other than that, I liked it. There's a sampler CD, Nonpoint, which has a live version of What a Day. And Evil Ways. Nonpoint are alright. I need to listen to them more. I'm not completely familiar. I just found this at a FYE for like, I don't know, 50 cents. But yeah. They're good, but I'm just like, you know, it's alright. Here's my third copy of Cult of Static by Static-X. And this one's actually signed by Wayne. And it'll even show on the inside. It's actually signed by Tara too. It's the same one as the regular edition. I got that at a swap meet for like $10. I couldn't believe it. The guy didn't know what he had. And yes, I checked. It's a legit autograph. It's probably one of my most prized possessions. And here's Marilyn Manson's The Pale Emperor. My least favorite Marilyn Manson album. Still good though. I want to get the special edition, which has the PlayStation disc. One of these days. Man, I've been talking a long time. Flaw with Throughout the Eyes. I know Flaw are kind of a controversial band nowadays, but you know, back then they were really good. They had a solid lineup. Payback, of course, you know. One More Time. Amendment. Yeah. I like to get their other stuff, like the EPs and stuff, but those are very hard to find. We have a Spine Shank with Self-Destructive Pattern. Last album they really sounded nu metal-ish before putting out that metalcore album, which was just like whatever. But yeah, another band that were very underrated. Wish more people knew about them. Violent Mood Swings, that's always a good song to listen to. Yeah, this is the only Spine Shake album I believe I actually own. I need to get more. Let's see. Okay. Korn with Greatest Hits Volume 1. This is anyway, Korn Greatest Hits Volume 1, which is the only volume, which has the CBGB's DVD on here. Pretty good compilation. Full Devil Jacket, great band. I really like the song Monster. Where Did You Go? I know, interestingly, they played at Woodstock in '99, which you can find footage of, which I found really cool. My favorite song, though, from is Big Green Fist. Yeah, that's a good song. I need to get their other stuff. Premiere 55, Introduction to Mayhem, is the one with Loose. I don't have the big FU. I wish I did. It's a very hard one to find, although this is basically the big FU anyway, so. Shame the singer passed away. He was cool. That was on a video game soundtrack. Saliva with Back Into Your System. That's the second album. Not as good as the first one, but it's still alright. Has the song Back Into Your System on it. Limp Bizkit, New Old Songs. Just a bunch of remixes. Yeah, literally remix. A lot of good remixes on that one. Limp Bizkit, $3 Bill, y'all. Probably my third favorite Limp Bizkit album. Very raw. Nobody Loves Me is a good song. Counterfeit, of course, Pollution. Really good album. I like to get the demos, but those are hard to find. Static-X, Project Regeneration. This is the signed edition. And since I pre-ordered the album, my name is actually in the booklet, so that's pretty cool. So I'm part of Static-X history. Static-X, Beneath, Between, Beyond. Greatest hits. Or like B-sides. Like rare tracks. Good to have. Last album that Trip had anything to do on that was packaged all over. I know he was a part of Star Wars, but you know. Shadow Zone. Great album. First album Trip played on. This is the DVD edition. Kill Your Idols is a great song. Machine, Static-X. Great album. I like Burn to Burn, Permanence, Black and White. And of course the ever so classic Wisconsin Death Trip. Sorry I'm kind of rushing this. I'm trying to make this quick. But yeah, everyone knows Wisconsin Death Trip. He has the pick. Well, a pick from the 20-year anniversary. I just put in there. Yeah, if you haven't heard Wisconsin Death Trip, again, what are you doing? NMSL4. This is the You Are Just a Mistake album. I had a copy of this before, but I stupidly traded it to another person, that same person, so had to rebuy it. But thankfully it was like $50. But very good album. Again, they're not juggalos. Limp Bizkit, Significant Other. This is the one with Break Stuff and Nookie. Show Me What You Got is my favorite song off that. Alright, just about wrapping up. System of a Down, Toxicity is the one with the CD-ROM, which has the making of the album. I know John does not care for this album by System, but you know, that's just his opinion. My favorite Korn album, Untouchables, which has Here to Stay, Bottled Up Inside with one of my favorite songs, Thoughtless. No One, I like saying I listen to no one because I feel like I'm being a dick. Yeah. Down on Me is a good song. Again, they were on a bunch of tours. You know, the Pledge of Allegiance tour I mentioned. First Seven Dust album, it's alright. I like the song Bitch, that's alright. Is the original pressing. Too. Orgy with Punk Stack Paranoia. People say this is their least favorite Orgy release, but I like it just because of how much it doesn't sound like the other ones. And Ryan Shuck from Adema, who would later sing, was one of the main people on this. And that's kind of cool. Yeah. R22, very more like hardcore, industrial influence, new metal. I upload this as well. Unloco, Healing from 2000. Not my favorite Unloco release, but still alright. I prefer the second one. Oh no, 2001. Never mind. Cyrus, I also have their demo. I don't know why I didn't get it. This is their EP. Requiem Ass. Hiatus is a good song. This just came out of the blue for sale on Discogs, so I just bought it. Device, which is a side project from David Draymond. More industrial kind of project. Pretty good. Not a lot of people heard about it, though. M Shadows from Veg Sevenfold's on a song. Fuel. Something like Human. I know it's kind of weird to call these guys part of the new metal part, but I would call them new metal, I guess. This is the special edition, which has some extra songs. Finally, Ozfest 2001 compilation, which has live versions of Black Sabbath, Marilyn Manson, Slipknot, Linkin Park, Papa Roach, Disturbed, Mudvayne, Union Underground, OTEP, Systematic, Pure Rubbish, which is really cool. Great punk band. I haven't heard of them until John mentioned them, and American Head Charge. Great album. Let me show you this. Yeah, that's basically all my new metal, alternative metal CDs. So now I gotta spend the rest of the time just like putting it all together, so hope y'all enjoyed watching. I know it's very late at night. Gotta end this right now, so thank you all so much for watching. This was very long, I know, but for those who watched the whole thing, thank you. You're a real OG. Alright, see you in the next video, whenever that is. Bye.